Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be discussing an important question that comes up when seeking mental health counseling, which is online therapy as effective as in-person therapy? So let's take a look at the pros and cons of online therapy and see whether or not it works the same as in-person therapy. But before we begin, I want to make it clear that I'm not sponsored by any therapy providers. I'm just sharing information from a combination of my research and personal experience. But if you'd like to know my recommendation on a quality service, I'd recommend BetterHelp, which we'll talk about later on this video. And if you watched any of my channels for a very long time, you know that I do consider myself an expert in securing the web for deals, and of course I found one for you guys. So if you use the link in the description to get BetterHelp, you'll get a 10% discount, which you won't find by going directly to their website. Okay, now let's dive in. Did you know that a staggering 21% of adults in the USA are currently dealing with at least one mental illness, and unfortunately, a whopping 55% of them are struggling to receive the treatment they require? And it's really important to understand the significance of mental health and the importance of seeking therapy when it is needed. By the way, it's very possible that this number is so high due to the stigma associated with visiting a traditional therapy in person. Look, the best thing about online therapy is that you can receive the help you need from the comfort of your own home. You can be in your pajamas, lying in bed, or sitting on your couch fighting a crisis and still have your therapist there to help you. And by the way, tons of online therapists have pointed out that there are a lot of cases where their patients feel more comfortable expressing their emotions when there's a screen between them as opposed to meeting face to face. And like I said before, this might be because of the stigma surrounding seeking help for mental health issues. But with online therapy, nobody sees or knows that you're seeking help, and that can make all the difference in actually taking the necessary steps to getting better. And generally, when you see a therapist in person, it takes at least a couple of sessions to adjust to the therapist and the new environment. And most therapists believe that they can easily connect with their patients regardless of whether the person is online or in person. They say that it's the patient's words and facial expressions that truly matter, and it's easily conveyed in online sessions. So when it comes to establishing an emotional connection, it's more important for the patient to feel comfortable and open up easily than for them to physically sit in front of the therapist. Now, another great thing about online therapy is that you don't have to deal with the hassle of commuting to see your therapist. No more wasting time driving or traveling just to reach their office. Instead, you can be at your home and still have the freedom to choose from thousands of online therapists available in your state. But something to be aware of is that some states have location restrictions where the therapist and patients must be residents of the same state. So either select a therapist from your own state or find one who's licensed to practice in both. Now, if you live in a smaller state that restricts external therapists, your options may be limited, but you might be able to find a therapist in your state through online therapy providers such as BetterHelp, because they have a better vast network of therapists across the country. Now, the affordability of online therapy is another major advantage compared to traditional in-person therapy. When online therapy wasn't a thing, practitioners had to invest in renting a clinic space, creating a calming environment, and even commuting to their workplace. But nowadays, both you and your therapist can communicate from the comfort of your own homes, saving significant amount of time, money, and energy. That's why online therapy is much more budget-friendly than traditional in-person therapy. And speaking of which, one of the top online therapy providers on the market, BetterHelp, offers plans starting from $60 to $90 per month, depending on your preferred mode and frequency of therapy. Considering the benefits you receive, these prices are pretty reasonable. Plus, several states require insurance companies to cover the cost of online therapy, just like they require to cover the cost of in-person therapy, making it even more accessible. That being said, there are a few downsides to consider when starting online therapy. First, your experience is reliant on the quality of your device, such as your PC, tablet, mobile phone, as well as the camera and microphone and your internet connection. Therefore, it's crucial to ensure that your device, camera, microphone, and internet connection are all working properly before your session begins. And lastly, the most significant concern is that your therapist may not be available to respond quickly in times of crisis. So if you're seeking help for severe issues, it's highly advisable to visit in-person therapists instead. Ultimately, when it comes to seeking help, online therapy can help patients feel comfortable and open up emotionally. Many therapists have experience with both forms of therapy have reported that their patients tend to open up more easily during online therapy compared to in-person sessions. So that comes to show that online therapy is undoubtedly as effective, if not more so, than traditional in-person therapy. And that wraps it up for today. If you found this video helpful, please show us your support by liking and subscribing to our channel. Also remember to check out the link in the description for the 10% discount off online therapy with BetterHelp. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.